which felt a really nice way of coming back into doing some teaching. It's my first teaching for about a year. So there's going to be two parts to the morning. So this first part we're going to be doing a meditation, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of introducing some aspects of Akshobhya to give a bit of context to the meditation, because I wanted it not just to be like me talking about all different things about him, but us also connect maybe a bit more experientially with some of his qualities. So we'll be doing a meditation that I will start off leading, but then we'll be left to your own devices with it. And then in the second half, I'll be giving a talk. Well, my brief was to share and talk about some of the symbols associated with Akshobhya in the Eastern realm. And that is a really good way of exploring Akshobhya. And then also to sort of bring in like the importance of self-awareness and integration. And Prabhupada was thinking of maybe a subtitle of the Buddha of self-awareness, which is never a way that I've thought of Akshobhya personally, but I thought, yeah, actually that is exactly, an important aspect of Akshobhya. So yeah, I'll be talking about some of the symbols associated with him, and then I'll also maybe, if there's time, talk a bit more about my personal relationship and about, possible ways of approaching practice through these archetypal figures, which for me has been a very rich, very powerful, very transformative part of my practice over the years. So let's start by saluting the shrine. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Dhammaya. Namo Dhammaya. Namo Sanghaya. Namo Sanghaya. Namo Namah. Namo Namah. So also a big welcome to anybody online. And I'd like to thank whoever it was that has created this really beautiful shrine with particular reference to Akshobhya. So you'll notice there's a lot of blue because he's the dark blue Buddha. And he's the Buddha of the East. And the particular elements that we can see on the shrine, well, there's a rupa, or a little statue of Akshobhya, and you'll see that he's a meditating Buddha, but his right hand is touching the earth, which is quite a significant thing that I'll talk a lot more about, but it's one way of like grounding yourself in your experience, as well as a reference back to the story of the enlightenment of the Buddha, at the point before he was getting enlightened, when Mara was trying all kinds of things to prevent him from that awakening experience. And, after sending his armies, after trying to seduce him through his daughters, then he starts to try and undermine his confidence, saying, what right have you to be sitting here? Why do you think you can get enlightened? And what the Buddha does is he touches the earth, and we're told that the earth goddess rises up, and so he's calling the earth to witness all the practice he's done over eons, over years, or however much of his practice. So as with all of these things, we can think of them sort of symbolically, metaphorically, but also in a more personal way, and also in quite a more mundane way. Actually, contact with the ground can be very grounding for us. Get us more in our bodies. And when we're meditating, we're not just meditating with our minds, we're meditating with our bodies. When we're practicing, our bodies are our vehicle through which we experience life, And needs to be part of our practice, really. So touching the earth, that physical contact with your hand, you might want to do that during the meditation if it's helpful to you, but also be very aware of your contact with the ground to help you be more grounded. So there's an elephant there. He sits on a throne supported by elephants. I'll say more about that later. And there's also, we've got a blue bowl with water because his element is water, And that, to me, has two main things. One is like water as a symbol of depths and the unconscious and wisdom. But also his particular wisdom, and all these Buddhas have got wisdoms, is what's called the mirror-like wisdom. And there's an example that if you have a clear body of water, you've seen a lake, a still lake, then everything just gets reflected in it like a mirror. And the thing about mirrors is that they just reflect, well, unless it's one of those weird ones that you get in fun fairs and things, but normally a mirror will just reflect whatever is put in its field of vision. It doesn't add anything, it doesn't take anything away, it just shows things clearly as they are. And that's a key aspect of the mirror-like wisdom. So the meditation that we're going to be doing today, there'll be an emphasis on trying to be grounded and trying to just be aware of whatever is happening in our experience, arising moment by moment. Yeah, not what we think should be arising, not what we would like to arise. If we're wanting to be feeling full of metta and we're actually feeling full of anger and rage and resentment, well, that's what's there. If we want to be focused and absorbed, actually we're very distracted, well, that's what's happening. Just bring awareness to that, and try not to undermine ourselves by blaming ourselves and judging ourselves. Another key thing that we'll be exploring with Akshobya is that he transforms the poison of ill will and hatred, and that includes like ill will towards ourselves or self-hatred and all the ways that we can be critical towards ourselves. So it might be that during the meditation you've got a critical voice that's judging what's happening, not happening, or kind of thinking, well, what's the point, I'm a rubbish meditator, whatever your particular things that might be going on. So it's important to notice that that's happening. So don't get into judging yourself for judging yourself, but this is what's happening. But just see if maybe, if there's a harsh tone of voice, you can be a little less harsh, a little more kind, Whatever's happening in your experience, can you bring a bit of metta, a bit of kindness to it? Yeah? Because metta is another thing that is very strongly associated with Akshobya. So the main things about this meditation is to try and stay grounded, real with whatever's happening, and just bring some kindness to whatever you're experiencing in yourself. So if you'd like to get comfortable, and we'll start with a little bit of body awareness to get grounded. And then just be aware of your experience, whatever it is. So just arriving on your cushion or chair. We're in the room, that sense of place where you are right now. And especially arriving in your body. So connecting with the ground. So feeling that contact with the cushion or chair you're sitting in, with the mat and the ground below. with the earth, this whole planet supporting us. Just noticing the position of your body, your posture, how that feels. Is it comfortable? Any discomfort? So being aware of sensations in the body, whether they're pleasant or unpleasant. Maybe there's some tension somewhere, a bit of discomfort or pain. But maybe also some pleasant sensations. Maybe it's nice, that contact with the ground. Just sitting still. Noticing where your hands are, whether they're resting on something, touching each other, touching your legs, your knees, a cushion or blanket. And noticing that your body is breathing. So just bringing awareness to each breath. As you breathe in, as you breathe out. Being interested in the actual sensations of breathing, the in-breath and the out-breath. So a particular quality to your breathing. Using the length of each in-breath, the length of each out-breath. You're breathing slowly, quickly, somewhere in between. So getting a sense of the speed of your breathing, the pace of your breathing. And the rhythm of your breathing. Breath is not separate. So just experiencing yourself as a breathing body, sitting here right now. Noticing what else you're experiencing right now. Any emotions, any thoughts, your mood. You feel here, right now, in this moment. What's going on? So just noticing. What's happening is what's happening. Just allowing whatever's there to be there. Allowing yourself to be yourself. So just seeing things as they are right now. Experiencing things as they are right now. Just being with what is for you in this moment. And if you're reacting to something, judging something, just notice that. But remembering sensations are just sensations. Emotions are just emotions. Thoughts are just thoughts. Things arise, pass away moment by moment. Everything's changing. Each breath, reminder of that flow. As each breath ends, another begins. So just open to the flow of the breath and the flow of your experience. And if possible, just bring an intention, attitude of being just a little bit kinder towards yourself. Can you include kindness as part of that experience? If it's helpful, just remembering there are other people in the room, other people online, spread around the world, who are meditating alongside you, allowing yourself to feel supported by them, and knowing that you just sitting here now meditating is supportive to them as well. So that awareness of yourself and your present experience also includes that experience of being with others in the world, being part of reality. You belong in this world. Feeling that contact with the earth. Supported and witnessed by the earth. So in a little while I'll be ringing the bell to mark the end of this meditation. Taking your time, ending it in your own way, your own time.